Ang video na to ay handog ni cdkoffers.com. Marami kang mahahanap na iba't ibang uri ng software dito. May games, apps, activation codes for Windows 10. Check out our video on CDK offers in the video description. Mabilis, mura, and syempre legit dito. Madali lang mag-order, search for the software you need, add to cart, check out, daan ka sa payment options nila. Wala pa isang minuto, finished. May legit working CDK ka na sa software na pinili mo. Gamitin ang aming promo code para makakuha pa ng extra 20% discount sa purchase mo. Kung naghahanap ka ng mura, legit, and original software, check out cdkoffers.com.
And the StarCraft and the gaming stream?
Yeah, in the gaming stream, si Dante. Wait, no. Si ITX, parang wala pa. O, wala pa nga. Si Liam Magnaye was there kanina.
I saw his comments.
How did Vito disappear without...
I think we're live.
Oh, hey, so welcome to our July Pwede Tanong show. Well, I thought you guys knew you were live already. Because you're not watching. Okay, so it's only me who knows. Because I'm the controller.
I'm just on the chat. Yeah.
So I just wanted to do a recap first. Again, to apologize for yesterday that you might have seen a lot of fixing or spam from Hardware Sugar kasi we were doing a lot of testing. It just wasn't working, and then sorry again also for Tuesday when Anton was trying to stream and then Ayaw. Yeah, but now I figured it out. The problem was with our server. I don't know, who do you call that? Who do you call restream? Server ba yan?
The redistribution.
Yeah, but it wasn't us. Anyway, it wasn't us. Anyway, but it took a while for us to figure out a solution. So yeah, sorry. The only way for us to test if it works is if we try to stream. And then also, whose electric fan is that?
I don't mind.
Yeah, but so all of a sudden, wala. And then now it's sort of peaking out now.
Oh, ngayon.
I can't
Wala.
do it.
Yeah, wala na.
Okay, I shut off the other one.
Okay. All right. So,
ito na lang, sorry. Ito na lang first question of the night from JV from YouTube. Is it time to build a PC or wait a little more until September or October?
Wait pa.
Wait. Rocky the Programmer says wait. More?
Wait pa. Onti na lang.
Is there any game that you want to play now? Then buy. But if there's
wait,
no
a
game
second.
you want to play, that
Battlefield 20 something. So the latest one is coming out October 20 or something like that. Basta later half of October. So if you want to play Battlefield, you kind of want to have your PC ready na. But at the same time, if you're banking on Battlefield, paano kung pangit yung reviews? Kasi to be honest, I haven't been happy with the last two Battlefields. Parang sakto lang, not worth it.
Tapos may hacking sa multiplayer. So, parang...
Am I hacking ba sa Battlefield 5? Battlefield 5?
Played with hacking.
That's why I'm not getting... That's why I'm not top 1 anymore in my games. Kaya pala.
But on a serious note, I mean, you never know what the future will bring. I mean, I delayed buying an important component of my PC because thinking that prices would go down.
Masakit pa rin, Marv.
I delayed it because I was delusional in thinking that everything would be back to normal. So take a look around. Does it look like the world is going back to normal? If yes, wait until October. If no, buy the computer.
That's a good point. I remember, grabe, let's just think about last year when everyone needed a PC for work from home. I think we're gonna be working from home for another year at our pace. So parang it's okay to splurge. Like if you're going to be splurging on something to help you make you more productive, gawin mo na.
Thank God si Valiant
Cashew Nuts.
What do we play? Valheim.
Valheim.
Hindi ganun kataas yung spec requirements si Valheim. So, even though I had not so new GPU,
Kaya pa.
So,
what about you, Rocky the Programmer?
Yeah, yun nga. Wait pa.
Wait pa.
Rocky the Programmer can say that kasi maganda PC niya eh.
Yeah, I know.
Mataas yung specs eh. So by the way, hintayin mo na lang. Hintayin mo
Bumili
na
ako
lang.
bumili ako nung like yung perfect time which is January. Kaso wala.
Wow. Pero ano yan? Does anyone know if we're all going to benefit from the Chinese graphics card secondhand sales? Are those coming here?
Yeah, dumadating na yung mga ayun na nakalagay non-LHR.
What's
Second hand.
non-LHR?
Yeah, yung light
LHR is the cat
light
line.
Yeah. Oo.
Parang feeling ko yun yung ano eh.
Hey, Rocky. Look at the comment by Heinrich Comps. Ay, no. Si
Kanino?
Chris Jenkins pala. Chris Jenkins.
Chris
Is
Jenkins.
That a green screen? Explain.
Hi, Chris Jenkins. No, it's not a green screen. Here, wait. I forgot. I'm supposed to put my dog on
That's
my
his-
bed ngayon. Teka lang.
That's his actual room.
Hindi, kasi may
That's
parang
the light. The lighting
yung
effect.
lighting quality.
Oo.
Parang sobrang ibang-iba dun sa likod.
Yeah. Flex the lighting,
Yeah.
Well, may highlight talaga siya sa likod. And then parang kind of blends in with his...
Yeah.
See,
his
look,
frontal...
It's because of the lighting.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn on. By the way, I have a new onion. I have a new light for people watching. See, look what happens when I turn it off. Oh, pangit. Yeah, there we go.
Mas lalong fake.
Okay. So, wait. Yeah, there we go. If you're interested, Curse, in seeing about the man cave that I have a video about it on the Hardware Sugar page, and I give useful tips which you can apply even into your any person's room. And then my mga suppliers din ako na I wrote down there. Oh, we lost Marvin.
He just stood up and
He just stood up.
wala na yung camera.
But then- But pero ano yun?
But
But he's still here.
There.
He's still here.
Connected pa rin.
Kasi
yeah.
it hasn't moved eh. It hasn't.
Yeah.
Yan.
Ayan.
Mag-green screen si Marv. Teka.
Oh, we're moving around. We're shifting. We're musical chairs ba ano yan? Pero Discord by OBS style.
Sorry. I noticed naglalag na yung ano so I did something preemptive. But
Okay.
can you see me? No.
No. Wait. You know what? I think let me try and do something. Hindi. Ayaw. Wala pa. Does anyone see Marv? Oh,
Ay.
we missed him. There we go. Oh no.
There.
There we go.
Oh wait, no. I think I know what happened.
And you need to turn it on sa ano.
No, go ahead. I'll fix it. Give me.
Sige.
Sige.
Take your time.
In the meantime, Michael from Facebook asks, what do you think of the Steam Deck? Kasi nag-announce lang si Valve na...
Yeah,
Yeah.
IGN has a good video about it. They had first-hand usage on it, so you can check out their IGN video. Like everyone else is just talking about it, but they didn't have first-hand use. And I was looking at it, and I was like, whoa. I don't know. Parang medyo mahirap to play FPS on that. But they're really trying to make it, something that you can use for every Steam game. Like yung mga ibang Steam game na yung old school stuff na style. Baka pwede kasi parang siyang Game Boy. Pero like Portal 2 on that and Half-Life 2, I don't know. How do they do that?
Third person games pwede.
Yeah, but then the marketing pitch of Steam is everything in your library you could play.
Yeah.
How do you play FPS with that?
They're just not aiming at the Switch crowd. I mean, everything in your library. You can
Everything. Essentially, which is amazing.
PC
Kasi
na eh. PC
Steam
talaga
has
siya.
a gigantic library, alright? Steam, I think, trumps everybody's library, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi daming third parties dun eh.
Yeah, tsaka yung PC talaga siya eh. So,
Oh. And then, sabi ni, who's that Chinese YouTuber guy? The one who...
David Zhang.
Yes, David... But what's his page? 2D? David 2D or something like that. He was saying that the resolution is small, and that's good. Because that means it extends the battery life of the device dramatically.
yeah, there's no point trying to
Yeah,
to push
super
that
high
many
res.
pixels.
Oh, kasi maliit naman yung
Ganun
screen
kaliit
eh.
yung ano.
Oo.
Pinag-isipan.
Oo. So actually, this is when was the last time Steam released the hardware? Was the headset? Was the virtual headset nila, no? Yung Valve.
Yeah, they have a Index, I think, Valve Index. Which is supposed to be really good. I was sad na we didn't get it here. It's hard.
Yung controller din nila na-try ko na eh. Maganda. parang very viable yung
Yung Steam
pag-play ng
controller?
FPS. Yeah, yung imbes na may thumb, meron ka lang sensors doon.
Ah.
Very ano
Talaga?
siya, very intuitive siya. Pero sayang hindi nila na market or ewan ko kung ano.
Yeah, their hardware is
Yeah.
good, but parang it's very low key. Yun nga, I don't
Yeah.
Well,
know,
yeah,
wala
like
pang
it just
distribution or ano.
came out of nowhere, this
Yeah.
this Steam Deck. But then
Yeah.
apparently it's super beta or alpha na the hardware will still change though.
Yeah.
So hindi pa yan parang parang announcement lang. Walang actual.
No, there
That's-
is. There like
Pero
my
naman
hands-on
may
stuff
prices na rin.
and my prices. There's an SSD, there's a non-SSD.
Yeah. Tas Zen 2. So para ano ba yung Zen 2? Third gen na Ryzen yung CPU.
Hindi,
Tas
oh.
RDNA 2. So 50 yung 5000 series no AMD.
Sabi ni
Let's start na lang with the first question.
Alright.
Mr. Marvin will catch up.
Si
Yeah,
Noob
I can hear you.
Si Noob Builder. Hi all. I currently have a machine with the following specs. Ryzen 7 3700X, graphics card of RX 570X, B450 mortar. My previous power supply unit was a Cooler Master 650 watt gold and was having issues with the machine randomly rebooting when I load Dota 2. If I open up the game from fresh boot, it will do this twice or thrice and on each reboot. I'll get the default Wattman setting has been restored notification. After that, a twice or thrice reboot, then it will be all normal. I googled, same result. I started to suspect that my power supply unit might be the culprit. I chanced up a Reddit thread of someone having the same issue where the advice for him was to undervolt his graphics card. I tried undervolting and then the reboots were less frequent but it was still happening. After a week, I decided to buy a Deep Cool 850 watt. Parang we don't sell this one.
We
reviewed it.
We reviewed it.
Hoping it would address the problem. After I installed it, I removed. Thank you for buying from us. Sorry, not buying from us. From watching our video. I removed my undervolt config, and there weren't any reboot issues. This went on for a couple of days, but yesterday it happened again. Ooh. Has anybody experienced this before? Maybe my fault is as soon as my PC boots up, I load Dota straight up and watch a game. Watch a game. He watches a game.
Yung
instead of playing.
from the client.
I haven't experienced the same issue in playing other games such as COD and other games that must load hungry compared to Dota. I'm just a little frustrated because I spent money hoping the issue will go away, but discovered that it was still there. I actually had a similar problem, but this one was like years ago, like 2000 and
Same with Dota?
No, Warcraft 3. Oh yeah, there's we got Marvin back. With Warcraft 3, like again, it would I'd play Warcraft 3 and then after it would crash by itself for like maybe every 2 hours. It was really irritating, especially since I cared about my rank before.
Actually, speaking of, my PC now randomly restarts ako. So kung mawala ako bigla.
Oh my god.
Good to know.
Just warning in advance, yeah. But usually it's only like once a day.
Mag-subscribe na kayo para mag 100,000 na tayo.
And then
we'll make a video. We'll make a video para they help sponsor your new rig.
Spread the word. Para DDR4 na si Sir Anton.
Finally. Pero this is an interesting question kasi maganda yung specs niya eh. R7 3700X and then RX 5700. Pero yung Dota 2, hindi naman siya ganun ka-demanding. But doon siya that's where the error occurs. I think you answered this, Rocky the Programmer, doon sa Pwede Magtanong forum.
No, parang sinabi ko lang na other steps na he can try. Yata.
You suspected the graphics card, no? Kasi 5700 XT.
Yeah. I think like reading this now, sa tingin ko, PSU talaga yung problem. Kasi nung binago niya, okay na eh. Tapos nung in-undervolt niya, naging less yung restarts. Ayun. So I think PSU nga. Na parang yung instability sa GPU. So parang because of parang nagfe-fail na siguro yung PSU niya, nag-a-act up na yung GPU niya kasi very sensitive talaga yung ano yung mga 5700 XT or yung 5000 series.
There you go again with.
Ang
But
kailangan
kala ko naayos na yan with ano yan, updated drivers.
Yeah, pero yung hindi siya updated drivers and meron yung profile for undervolting. Tsaka kailangan naka Gen 3 yung PCIe. So maraming steps.
50 watts for this build. I mean, just the CPU and the GPU. Usually would recommend mga 750.
5700 XT is ang minimum niya is 600 eh.
Yeah.
Ayun, oh. And then yung R7 3700X is also kind of power hungry.
Yeah. 3700X pa so meron siyang
Wait, but
Yeah.
ano yan,
may OC siya.
but the problem talaga is he only experiences it during Dota. But when he plays COD, na mas load hungry, walang problema. That's a strange one.
Yeah, that's what's also interesting sa question.
Like,
Also.
he's claiming na Dota 2 is the one that's crashing. If the PSU, if it's a hardware problem, mas lalo
Dapat
dapat
sa lahat,
mag-crash la. In fact nga, it should crash very early on in COD. Kasi mas
him on the
demanding
forum,
graphic eh.
if it happens, like, kasi he says na diretso siya sa Dota eh. What if he does something else, like opens Word or something, and then afterwards opens Dota? So, yun, that's why I chose this question because it's an interesting, it's weird eh. Maganda naman yung specs, medyo luma na yung game, it should run fine, but it doesn't. Yeah, so several possible scenarios, baka PSU issue, as Rocky the programmer mentioned. It could be a software thing, as Rafael mentioned. So, I don't know, it's kind of weird. This is something like you really have to trouble, yung parang narrow down, like kind of figure out, funnel down. It's not software, it's hardware, or vice versa.
How I would
Did he
just
try
like,
to-
yeah, sorry, go Marv.
Did he try to reinstall Dota? I mean, may ano pa
Yeah,
diba?
baka
He says
Local
he says he tried to reinstall the drivers, but ako parang he didn't put here reformat. Parang he hasn't done that yet.
wipe.
Oo. New
Well, we have a
Windows.
We have a suggestion from YouTube. Impact Zeus. I believe Dota is more CPU intensive. That's true. Compared to, let's say, something like COD. So maybe it's the CPU.
Pwede rin eh, pero I think yun nga, yung PSU nga yun kasi that means na
Most likely.
humihingi ng power yung CPU.
I wonder what he means na it happened again. How many times has it? Kasi diba he bought Deep Cool. This is a PSU, diba?
Yeah.
Oh, so he bought he bought a new PSU, then it happened again. I mean, how many times did it happen again for him to say that it's still a problem? Baka maya fluke lang yun and then
Maybe that's the one time then he okay na after that.
Tsaka yun, parang inaano ko rin, sure ba siya na hindi nangyayari sa COD? Parang yung ano ko lang kasi sa Dota kasi 'di ba yung matches sa Dota, ang average is around 30 to upwards, 30 minutes upwards. Whereas sa COD, ilan ba yung minutes sa COD? Like 30 minutes is a very long match na, 'di ba?
That's not a very long match. That's an average
Really?
match.
Okay, so average siya, okay. Okay. So, hindi, pero like, I think, ewan ko, like how yung times nung paggamit niya ng COD and Dota. Like,
but definitely
comparable?
Dota is a longer game talaga. Dota
Yeah.
2 is really meant to be a longer match.
Yeah, actually, 30 minutes, ano yun, medyo quick na match. Pero ewan ko. I still, like, basta may makakita ko ng 5700 XT, 5600, 5500. Yun yung number one.
Bias ka na eh.
But
Yeah, yun yung number one.
But
cursed.
sabi nga ni Noob Builder, if you already changed the power supply unit, it can't be the power supply unit. It
Yeah.
must be something else, hindi ba? Rocky the Programmer.
Yeah,
Is he
yun nga.
using
5700
extensions?
XT.
Is using cable
Oh,
extensions?
that's true.
He changed it. Yeah, he had the Cooler Master. He moved to a deep cool.
No,
So he
Marvin's
changed the
asking
power
the-
supply unit. Oh.
the extensions.
The cables inside.
Loose cables?
Extensions, diba? You can
Yung mga colored, yeah. We sell those.
Oh.
Kasi kailangan nung 5700 XT, ano eh, like, dalawang separate na, ano,
24 pin?
No, na 8 pin or 6 pin. Kasi yung iba, di ba, may parang extension tapos may ganun lang para maging siyang dalawa.
You can fill up the 2 slots.
Yeah, dapat dalawa yun from the PSU.
too independent.
Yeah. So yun.
Yeah, so actually we didn't have a satisfactory resolution to this one in the forum. But it's an interesting question yun nga kasi weird eh. Parang on paper everything should work right, but as often is the case sa mga computer, hindi yun yung nangyayari.
At saka yun nga, laging din dun sa dun sa mga ganito, mga questions natin. Pag tuwing may 5,000 series na GPU, yan yung nag-hard crash, nag-hard reboot.
You mean, yung parang
May
weird na,
pattern,
no?
diba? May pattern eh. Hindi, so yun.
Baka may luma siyang GPU, di ba? Why doesn't he try rolling back to his old GPU and
Yeah,
Kasi
playing
that's the
yun
same
lang,
problem.
yeah.
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 Ayun.
Okay.
Alrighties. Next question is... Hello po, magkano po magpa-build ng PC full set po? Yung budget-friendly po sana. Planning to work from home and I'm planning to focus on photo and video editing as my niche. Ano po kaya yung friendly budget? To be honest, my budget is 25,000. By the way, saw your YouTube channel, nag-sub din. Thank you. I find it very informative and helpful. While searching for PC sellers and sa mga do's and don'ts when buying PC. Thanks po. 25,000 actually is very doable.
Yeah,
Depende.
GPU.
Well,
Yeah.
fine. The problem thing is he needs the photo video editing eh.
Yeah. Kailangan niya ng RAM. So at least 32 gigs na RAM.
I think that's already like mga 9,000, 8,000
Yeah.
or so. Oh, so
For
that's
RAM pa lang.
like 35% of the budget roughly.
Yeah.
Basically, yung mga ganitong builds, 3200G.
That's
if-
true for
if you're
gaming
lucky,
lang eh. No.
I mean, you get an APU, so you get a CPU with integrated graphics.
Oh.
If you're lucky, you might, probably not, but if you're lucky, makahanap ka ng 3400G na within budget, but more likely 3200G. The 5000 series GPUs of Ryzen APUs are supposed to be coming out soon. They're supposed to be really good, pero mas mahal na sila eh, compared to the 3200G. So, for this price range, you're looking at 3200G, maybe a B450 Mobo. There's really no need to get the B550 na pinaka-latest. You save some money getting the B450. Maybe even an A320. I mean, it's like, it's really sort of medyo entry-level basically tong budget na to eh. So, yeah, more RAM would be nice if the budget could afford it. Maliit na SSD. But yeah, it's medyo
Hindi worth it.
with this budget. It's kind of hard. You have limited options with this budget.
Parang lahat ng kailangan niyang components sa video editing and photo editing compromised. So, compromised yung storage niya, yung GPU niya wala, yung CPU niya low performing, konti yung RAM. As in, lahat ng kailangan sa
I mean, to be realistic ba? Of course, I mean, if that's the budget, you work with that. Pero just, parang temper your expectations. Medyo mahirap talaga with that budget.
Yeah. Nakagawa yung next na video, hindi ko alam kung next yung video. Basta may video din kami na gumawa kami ng 35K na build. So,
you mentioned.
35K, tapos okay siya sa gaming, tapos pinag-edit namin si Renz doon ng 4K. Okay naman. Okay. Hindi, okay siya. Okay siya. Kung hindi ka gagamit ng plugins ng Premiere Pro. As in, kung nagka-cut-cut ka lang, malalagay ka lang ng text, okay siya. Pero like, nung nilagyan na namin ng transition, nag-crash yung Premiere.
Kahit simple transition.
Yeah, yung transition galing, yung mga templates galing sa Envato, ganun. As in, unang drop, ayaw ma-import yung files. So, yun. So, 35K na yun na. Sa akin, hinihingi niya 25 pa. So, medyo talaga.
Well, if he's going to be editing for TikTok videos, etc., baka he can get away with editing in 720p.
Yeah. Oh.
Or actually,
your base files are shorter. So
or actually, I'm gonna put it out there. Baka if he can actually, he might be better off just getting an iPad Air 2.
Yeah.
Apparently, an iPad Air 2 is around that price.
We're recommending Apple on this channel.
Well, kasi it will. He didn't say
Good.
his question. His question doesn't say he's getting it for gaming. So,
Yeah.
the iPad Air is
Magkano ba
within
yung iPad Air na M1?
hindi
50,000.
first wait, teka lang. First off, you're
50,000
you're
na.
mixing it up, all right? There's no iPad Air M1, okay? It's
Okay.
the
iPad Pro.
M1 iPad Pro. That's
Yeah.
the best, the best.
Magkano yan?
Yung iPad Air, which is 2 years old na, okay? Walang 2021 version ng iPad Air. That one is, I don't know, but I think it's around 25, 35.
Yeah,
You can get it within that range. And
You're recommending an iPad Air na walang M1? Tapos ano?
no, yeah, but it can do very good editing.
Yeah.
It can do very decent video editing on that iPad Air. And you can do all your in fact nga no Apple's Pages, the app there, na instead of Microsoft Word, very handy. And then if you get the Magic Keyboard, I don't know if the Magic Keyboard works with the iPad Air 3 or 4 ba yan. But yeah, I think impressed ako sa iPad, sa M1 iPad. And based on a lot of YouTubers, they can really edit very well with the iPad Air. What is it? 4. Basta the most recent iPad Air.
May naisip na ako bagong format for the show. Each one of us should have a veto button, and then we get to use it once.
And that would my sound effect na
Kung may veto button tayo, ginamit ko na.
Ikaw, Marv.
Pero kasi yun, kasi unrealistic kasi in 25 gigs.
Oh,
Nahirap talaga.
If
sorry.
he had the money and if he had like 200,000 and he could buy the latest Apple thingy.
I wouldn't. In fairness, I wouldn't buy the latest Apple thingy. Yung kalokohan yung yung mga MacBook, whatever, or yung Power Mac. Okay, pass on that. But the iPad Air, great value. Anyways, again, Marv.
Yeah, but yeah, I would still choose a PC. So
I can see why. I mean, we're all on PCs, diba?
Actually, friends,
naman he can adjust naman. I mean,
yeah.
so compromise yung efficiency niya, and he might have to just lower it. Because I'm assuming that he says my niche, even if he's calling it work from home, he's talking about freelance. So offer lower prices to compensate for the slower turnaround time.
How bad ba is it to edit on a 3200G processor? Does anyone have any experience with that?
Yung sa amin, yung yung sa amin na 3100 eh. Pero meron kaming may GPU yun,
may
tapos may
GPU.
16 gig na RAM. So,
And in spite of that,
yeah.
Okay, I see.
Pero yun yan, ma-feel mo naman yung gaps, pero compromise pa rin siya. So imagine mo kung like wala pa, tapos wala ka pang storage. Bawang kasi doon SSD, tapos mga 250 gigs lang. So offload ka ng offload nun to
That's a good point.
removable media.
See, in my mind, even more so iPad Air. Kasi do you know, man, you can actually plug in a R drive na into the iPad. Like, as of 2017 ba? Or 2018 ba yan? Quite handy. SSD din. You can buy these portable SSDs.
Yeah, OTG. Yeah.
By the way, Anton, we should get those SanDisk portable SSDs. They're really cool.
I guess we can ask from our suppliers.
Okay, next question. Anyone from the crowd? Any questions we should take from the chat?
Felix from YouTube asked, for web developers, what specs do you recommend? Rocky the Programmer. I think every episode we get this kind of question.
Sige. So, kung bawa general, 16 gig na RAM, tapos at kung strictly web development, okay na yung 2600. Like ganong level, 2600 na AMD or like 10400 or 9400 na Intel. Tapos build your system from that. Like or around that. Yung kung web dev lang tapos or meaning hindi ka nagmo-mine sa side, hindi ka nag-gaming. ang gusto mo lang talaga is CPU and GPU. CPU and RAM. Kailangan mo lang medyo madami-daming RAM kasi yun. Yun lang. Kasi web dev, madali lang. I mean, hindi naman siya super intensive. Kapag app development na yun, kailangan medyo beefy na, 3600.
Oh, I cannot app develop because I don't have a 3600.
Kaya pwede naman, mabagal lang yung emulation. There.
Well, about that app development thing. Do you know that you can also make your own apps now on the iPad? They're releasing this new app where you can just make apps now on the
An
iPad.
app that makes an app?
Yeah, exactly. It's an app that can make an app. But parang ano yun, originally this monstrosity that Apple made, kasi Apple made this software which would help make an app to an app. Was supposed to be like it. People criticize it for being kiddie-ish. I don't know. Rocky the programmer. Do you know what software I'm talking about? Let me look it up.
No, I haven't read. Sa Apple?
Oh, iPad app making
Maker.
app on iPad. What is-
Tapos mag-export siya to, ano?
It's called hold on a second.
Flutter? Is it
That's what I was thinking. I don't think it's Flutter.
Flutter yung the best talaga. Like,
Kasi ano yan?
Apple
Pero hindi
Pie?
siya app eh.
Happy Pie? Happy Pie? No, that's
no
not.
Apple. It looks the same. Turn it off. Wait lang. Someone wants to see what my light looks like off. Apple
YouTube
iPad
is also
app.
asking, ano yung mic ni Rocky? I think Rocky the programmer, because he mentioned ganda ng built-in microphone. MH613, no, Rocky?
Yeah, MH613. Okay na?
Cooler master.
Yeah, 2000 lang. Tapos, okay na.
There's actually he actually has a video dropping tomorrow where he discusses the MH630.
Yeah, dun naging stronger yung friendship namin ni Naren tsaka ni na Jay eh. No, kasi naglalaro kami cooperatively.
Worth it.
Eh, sobrang ganda. For 2,000 plus lang.
Alright. Next question. Uy. Sir, question lang. Wala kasi akong AIO to test. Paki-estimate po sana kung kasya ba ang CPU AIO dyan. Purpose is to help
Ang
cool
weird
the
nito, sobrang
GPU
weird nito.
backplate.
Gusto niya, pero cool nga actually. Gusto niya na gumamit ng pump. Tapos lalagyan niya sa GPU.
He's gonna get a regular AIO, but
Wait.
he's gonna.
But first, he's
sleeve
going to
some of the
remove
GPU.
the Be Quiet, Dark Rock, whatever,
No,
right?
no, he's gonna leave the Be Quiet. Yun nga yung thing niya.
Short answer, hindi. Hindi na gagawin yun.
Wait, how is he planning to cool the processor if it's inside the Be Quiet?
No, ang gusto niyang i-cool yung GPU.
Yung GPU.
Oh,
So he's gonna
okay.
get a custom,
sorry,
he's
cool
gonna
the
sleeve
GPU
the
that way.
GPU. He's gonna sleeve it in essence and then stick the radiator, the block, the CPU block of the AIO onto the GPU. And then parang just based on this picture, we were supposed to estimate kung kakasya. Ang hirap naman. I mean, we're not we're
And
not
he doesn't know which AIO also that he's thinking about, no? Like,
well, that and it's really difficult for us also na ito picture pa ano naman. I mean, it's really
and also
di rin naman kaya.
you
We can't do that.
yung mga commercial AIOs, they're not meant for that, diba? There's a latch for the CPU, but then there's no, unless
Well,
he's
you
really
can
planning to
Gumamit mo
hardwire.
Sa NZXT, yung G something.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a G, or you can get yung custom plates na talaga for some I've been talking about it with one of our customers actually, pero
Yeah.
it's kind of easy pa kasi for graphics cards eh. Yung CPU madali lang. Yung mounting, it's kind of standard na. But mounting AIO block on the GPU medyo the NZXT works, but it only works for certain GPUs. And tsaka luma na yun eh, yung G something. I don't think it fits any of the 3000 series cards, yung latest gen.
oh yeah, those are
So,
gigantic.
So custom.
Yeah, so you need a custom, and then I don't know. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, pero kung nandun ka na sa door ng customs, edi
Mag-custom ka na, di ba?
yeah, custom loop ka.
Yeah. Oh. So, but yeah, this was a medyo weird question. Tsaka also, minsan guys, hindi talaga namin kaya sagutin yung mga tanong niyo kasi I mean, just based on a picture estimate namin, mahirap din kung magkamali kami, di ba? Na we'll say, no, kasha yan. So actually what we did was, we told him, you can come to the store, dalhin mo yan, may mga extra AIO kami, tingnan natin, try natin ipasok. So, that's what we're willing to do.
You said that?
Yeah, that's why.
Wow.
Open the can.
What an experiment, dude.
Yeah.
Laging may
Oh,
crazy na idea.
yeah, they just message us. They're like, yeah, sige,
Pwede
dali
ba
mo
lagyan
lang.
ng ashtray itong ano?
Oh.
Yeah, pwede. But you make them sign a waiver nights for, and we're gonna shoot it for a video
Yeah,
also,
oh.
and what do you call that?
Hindi pwedeng liable tayo.
Oh yeah, if whatever goes down.
Kasi yun nga, we want to help you out, but we don't, hindi lang kami yung type na, oh, kaya yan, or whatever. If we're not sure, we'll say we're not sure.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine Gerald working on something like that? Gerald, sabi ni customer, pakilagay ng AIO dito.
Try mo
Oh,
isingit dyan.
Pick up niya mamaya yung 5 ah.
Sapa na lang.
So, but yun nga, we were still willing to, to accommodate the request. Dalhin mo lang yung computer, try namin isalpak yung CPU block dyan. Tingnan natin kung kaya. Kasi, number one, thanks to the sponsors, we have a lot of extra AIOs. And also, sometimes, may dapat i-refund pero ayaw tanggapin ni supplier, we still refund the customer. So actually, we have that's why we have at least one extra na Raken X53 in the shop. So we have a bunch of extra stuff, and yeah, we'll try to help you out kahit medyo weird. yeah, uncommon yung request mo. We'll try. Bring it in. Anyway, we also like experimenting, so why not?
Okay, I'm gonna take the next question. Is there more to it, or is just this?
I think that was it.
Okay. Since I bought it, yung di agad nagbo-boot ng issue. I waited a few days to see if mawawala. But yeah, now I can't use it at all. Also, pag nakasleep lang yung PC, di na siya mag-on. And then, it says here, reboot and select proper boot device. Or insert boot drive in selected boot device and press a key.
Sorry na, I was looking at the chat din.
Since I bought it, di agad mag-boot yung... So I guess it's a new PC.
Sorry.
What?
This is actually a build from us. So she bought the computer from us, and then the next photo is also describing further problems. So
Ito? When I turn it on?
Yeah, the next one.
Ito, when I turn it on, minsan yung fan lang nag-on, then ilang try bago mag-boot up yung PC.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, kwento ko lang. So this is a brand new computer from Hardware Sugar. This is one of our builds. And after like around 2 weeks, yun nga, naglolo ko na yung PC. Ayaw na mag-boot or paminsan mabagal mag-boot. And then this one, when she turns it on, fan lang nagsispin. Anyway, so she brought it back in, and then when we traced it, sobrang weird. She had an SSD and a hard drive. The SSD was corrupted. Tapos the hard drive parang di na ata ma-access or something. And then when we checked certain parts of the motherboard, like some of the USB ports, sira na rin. So what I think personally happened was the motherboard fried. The motherboard fried, and then nadamay yung storage.
Other parts?
Yeah, so we replaced the motherboard and we replaced the SSD and the hard drive. Tas yun, okay na siya. But it's brand new eh. So I don't know, was it a power surge that made it past the PSU on through the motherboard and into the storage? But we've seen occasionally these kind of systematic failures na parang domino effect na one thing breaks another thing, parang ganyan. Like this is the second one that we've seen like in the past month or so. So medyo weird lang.
PSU. What was her PSU?
It also, I mean, the whole rig came from us, so it was also from us. I forget lang what the PSU was. I don't know how scientific the whole cascade failure thing is. Pero based on our experience in the shop, nagkakaganon eh. Like it starts from the mobile.
But was the PSU still working?
Yeah.
Yeah, the PSU worked. Yeah, we sent it back with the PSU. We just replaced the mobile and the 2 storage. Okay na siya. So I don't know if it was a power surge or there was something about that motherboard that when it failed, nadama yung dalawang storage. I don't know, but we haven't heard back from the customer anymore.
2 weeks na. More than 2 weeks na.
No, I think a week lang.
I think mga 1 week pa lang.
Yeah, kasi
You should
I
have
saw
moved this
this.
question to next week.
I saw this in Slack.
Update.
Let's check the chat. Baka she's in the chat. But if she's in the chat, that means her PC is working, diba? So,
Oh, kasi or she's watching on YouTube via with her phone.
by her phone, yeah. But yeah, it's really annoying and yun nga, like you feel bad for the other parts. It's not just usually when we say when we say try to solve the problem, we try to isolate what part. But ito talaga multiple failures. Tapos bago lahat ng hardware. So it's really, I don't know, that's really one of those things na medyo weird.
And that's
but
strange that the power
started
supply
being-
unit was alive. Like
Yeah.
it's in cases like that na you wish it was dead. That way you know, may closure ka.
Yeah.
Diba?
Oh, yeah.
Pero did we get the motherboard back?
Yes, we did. We're gonna RMA it.
Okay. Tapos tinest na natin.
Yeah. Well, we tested it. And then, there were certain parts, some USB ports were not working. The problems persisted even after we flashed the BIOS up to the latest. So, parang may alanganin talaga sa mobile.
You couldn't get it to boot anymore.
Hindi na. Oh.
Okay.
Si Ken's Cast is in the
In the house?
Ken's Cast was
Oh,
using
the house.
his personal account and his streaming account.
Oo nga, no?
Kaaway.
Exag, overkill na
Oy!
kids.
Wala nag-aaway.
Oh,
Can I just shout out to Ken's Cast na I like what he did? One video kasi na copyright strike ni YouTube. So he just made like a 1-minute video saying na I uploaded it to Google Drive and you can watch it via the link, but leave your comments here. So I'm like, genius.
I did watch that video. He sent me the link eh. Kawawa naman.
I actually saw it on YouTube.
He did that link sa Google Drive because he felt that it was a really good video daw that he did. So and he was sad. He was sad talaga na, it ain't working out. He's for the people now. He's for the people. Give the people what they want. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, type in Ken's Cast on YouTube.
Was it
Ken's
the
Cast
company named the company that starts with letter V? Parang, nadamay na ba si Ken's Cast sa mga IP strike rampage ni
Nino.
V? Letter V. I won't say it kasi baka ma-copyright strike din tayo.
Okay, gotcha.
Yung kaaway ni what's that guy's name? Kyle na website na kinopyright strike siya.
The V.
Gets ko na. Okay, alright.
And also thank you to Ken's Cast for giving the voiceover for our YouTube ad.
But that's just one of the two, diba? The other one is yours. Your voice.
Yeah.
Ronald
The only-
Chong. Hey bro, I just built a new rig, but I'm not sure if my RAM is faulty or not. It's 16 gigabytes, 2x8 dual channel DDR4 3600 kit from Team Group. Oy, that uses SK Hynix. CPU is Ryzen 2700X and board is Gigabyte B450. System is unstable using XMP. System seems okay at 3200 but fails M-test. Passes only when running at 3000 and below. There's only one XMP profile and I don't know which timings to put in at 3000. Surely I can do better than CL18. Not an XMP 2400. Should I send this back? Thanks so much. Update in description above. I followed the motherboard's recommendation to place DIMs in slot 2 and 4 relative distance. I then tried to place them in slots 1 and 3, but then I got more errors at 3200, so I placed them back in slot 2 and 4. Now, the funny thing is, running at 3200 using XMP timings for 3600 results in passing a test at 3200. Testing it running at 3600 still fails, but it's probably due to the CPU memory controller. CPU memory controller? Does this happen to you? I just reinserted the DIMFs and it already passed the test at 3200. Team Group even already advised me to send the DIMs back, but now I'm not sure. I have bad DIMs. Many thanks in advance and sorry if this post is long. Oh, no problem. This is a favorite question topic, XMP profiles.
Ask about the RAM.
And wait, let me review the thing again. Okay.
We should also have
Parang ano
buttons.
rin eh. Parang
Go
ano
around.
rin eh. pangit din talaga ng combination. Una kasi yung timing talaga ng RAM niya mababa talaga si L18. Tapos yung CPU niya 2000 series ng AMD. Medyo notorious 'yun for having lackluster, i.e. shitty na memory controllers. Parang ang maximum lang talaga sa kanya is 3200 Tapos kung swerte ka pa nun. So yun, I think yun nga, yung tama siya dun, yung 2000 series yung may problema.
So you don't think he should send it back to Team Blue?
No, I think so. I also think na kasi sabi niya nag-fail daw sa mem test. Pero sinasabi niya rin na nagfa-fail daw kapag 3000.
No, but it passes on kung 3000 megahertz.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's the manufacturer is saying itself that parang
They should. You can send it back.
Normally you'd say no, it's something else, part of your system, blah blah blah. It could be that, but I think they look intrigued enough that send it back. We need to know what's going with this thing.
Ako personally, I don't find timings. I mean, I'm not super obsessed with like getting the tightest timings. Like if it works on CL18, I'm usually okay now with that. Although in this case, parang well, the best he got was 3000 megahertz, diba? But the RAM kaya 3.6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it. Well, yes, it's on the overclock, but
Profile.
it's supposed to run at
3.6. Yeah.
Yeah, it says so nga on the website.
You know, Ronald had another interesting question. Sorry, hindi ka ko ata nasama eh. Anyway, sorry, let's just do this one first before I make it kwento.
Yeah, so yun, balik niya. Balik niya and then medyo i-curb niya yung kaniyang expectation sa pag-overclock. Lalo na, yun nga, ang problem niya talaga din yung 2000 series kasi yung CPU niya. Ayun.
And did he check if yung RAM niya is on the QVL for the motherboard?
I'm checking that nga now also eh. Pwede yung, you can, yeah.
Sorry.
Please refer CPU support list for more information.
I actually reviewed recently a team group RAM. Most of the at least for data, it's not clear kasi which RAM specifically Ronald used. Pero yung na-review ko, nasa QVL lang more modern mobos eh. Like yung B550. Konti lang yung mga B450s eh. But again, medyo shooting in the dark because I don't really know which specific RAM this is from Team Group.
Actually, I'm looking up his RAM for his
mobile.
Yeah, it's not showing up.
I can't find a CL18 team RAM on the QVL.
On the QVL for the Aeros Elite, Rev 1X, I don't see his CPU as compatible.
Even the CPU is not QVL.
It's kasi he said Gigabyte B450MX Aeros Elite. Tama. MX. I'm looking at a B450M Aeros Elite. Is it the same? Tama. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's his mobile.
Yeah, well anyway, if you look at the QVL, what's it called? QVL ba tawag dito?
Yeah,
QVL. His CPU doesn't even show up. So, I guess...
pero pag CPU naman, BIOS update lang yun.
His RAM doesn't show up also.
It says CPU support eh. And then if it's not here, not supported. But that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Socket AM4. Okay. Well, anyway, if you're going, kasi once you go to overclocking territory, essentially, you kind of want to make sure that your device is easily shown sa QVL. Otherwise, talagang you don't know what to expect eh.
Yeah. Wala, puro CL16 and CL19 yung team na RAM on the QVL list for memory, for that motherboard.
So takeaways from this question, Team Group is happy to accept medyo iffy returns. Make sure your RAM is compatible with the QVL, and if you're running a Ryzen 2000 series, medyo iffy talaga yung support mo for faster RAM. Anyway, kukwento ko na. Itong si Ronald, I believe it was Ronald, may tanong din siya sa Pwede Magtanong forum na he likes to run old games. Yung tipong System Shock.
Whoa. Also one
Like,
of your favorite games.
Yeah. Yung talagang really like, I don't know if that's Win 7 or Win 95 pa. Like yung time namin ni Marvin games.
System Shock
So,
1 or 2?
I think it might have been 3 naman. I can't, I forget which one. But then, he was complaining na the games would stutter. And since these are very old games, even basically any modern hardware should be able to run them without any problems. But the games stutter. And he's tried everything from updating the drivers to, doing... Yeah, I guess he could try to underclock the GPU. Sometimes kasi like in the GOG games, they have to make them slower. That's one of the problems running old games on modern systems. The modern systems are just too fast. Natataranta yung program. Yeah, it's not meant to, you designed it 20 years ago. It's not meant to run at these speeds. So I know the GOG guys, before they sell a game, they convert it pa to run. And that's one of the main conversions, is to get it to run. Is to get the timing and the speed right and things like that. So anyway, just an interesting question from Ronald kasi not very many people still play those games, and it was kind of weird to hear that nahihirapan siya with a modern system. Because you'd think parang dream na yun, di ba? Oh, before nung bata ko, di ko kaya na mabilis yun.
That System Shock 2 is on Steam. You can buy it, and then the trailer is good, and then the recent reviews are very positive. So
you can buy old games on Steam, but it doesn't mean that they'll work. Like Fallout 3, you can buy Fallout 3 on Steam, but the experience might not be great on a modern system.
No, I agree. System. Like I tried to play XCOM 1 on Steam. It's just
through
unplayable.
Steam. Oh.
Yeah, it's unplayable. But I'm saying that the recent reviews on System Shock 2 are very positive. Usually, because if it's a shit port or it doesn't work very well, it won't be a good review.
There's something really up with his PC or something. Baka there's a configuration or
ano rin like yung problem din kasi with older games, kadalasan yung parang let's say yung game time niya or yung game systems niya, tied siya dun sa sa refresh rate mo.
So the display itself.
Yeah, or hindi dun sa display, like dun
GPU?
sa yung rendering ng GPU mo. So may mga games na let's say like fixed siya. Actually mayroon nga yung mga Wii games na or Wii U games na kapag ini-emulate mo, you have to make sure na hanggang 60 FPS lang siya kasi nakatay yung parang physics tsaka yung game time doon sa frames per second. Yeah. So I'm thinking na try niyang i-on yung VSync niya. Tapos i-limit niya siguro 35 muna tapos hanggang 60 frames. Kasi halimbawa System Shock 2, naka 60 frames per second yung physics nun. Tapos kayang i-run nung niya ng 120. Yun, siguro talagang mag-a-adjust yung game na, uy, bakit nag-a-advance yung yung values na to? So para magsi-self-correct siya. So siguro yun yung nakikita niyang stuttering.
Why did you say so in the forum? Parang nakita.
Ngayon ko lang na ngayon ko lang like naalala ko kasi yung naalala ko yung ine-emulate ko dati yung basta may Zelda game from Wii U na ine-emulate ko.
Wind Waker? Wait, no, Wii U.
Yung Twilight
Princess.
Yeah. Na ang trick sa kanya, kailangan yung VSync mo naka-lock at 60. Which is weird, diba? Kung halimbawa yung FPS mo mataas, that would mean magsa-stutter siya. I don't know, weird.
It's like the opposite of what you would expect.
Dapat bumilis siya, diba?
Yeah. Yung remnant yun nung parang yung game development of that time. Kasi hindi mo nila ina-expect nun na
kaya in the future.
100 plus yung FPS.
Shout out to Jay.
Shout out.
He's in the chat.
Shout out. We have several...
just so you know, the reviews the reviews of System Shock 2 are very recent, posted in June 17. System Shock 2 is a game that
it's a good game.
Saka yun nga Tsaka yung ano, di
Tapos
ba? Yung
ito,
parang
June
yung
30, don't bother reading more positive reviews.
Yeah.
Just play it.
Kasi nga, di ba yung ano, yung
It's a
saying
good
no, na
game.
every time na System Shock is mentioned sa internet, someone installs it, someone reinstalls it.
Ah, really? You know,
Every
I've
time
never,
na
I've never played
maririnig
it.
mo
I've
or-
never played it. Diba System Shock is a
You've never
horror?
played System
Yeah,
Shock 2?
kasi it's a horror game eh. Diba? Natakot
Yeah,
ako
it's
eh.
kind of scary.
Yeah.
Scary-ish.
And then after
Kinda
that,
like-
basta there's, eto, do you guys know this reference? This guy who made a review on System Shock 2, he says, his review is, cute robot girl calls you insect. And that's it. But ang daming nag-recommend yung review niya.
Isn't that from Portal?
No.
No, hindi. Si ano.
Lack of
Portal is an
cultural
yan,
reference.
and the Portal is the cake is a lie.
But it
Ayun.
also features, sige, I won't spoil
Okay,
it for
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Show
Anyway, we do
them.
have a couple of questions from the chat. One of them is na, sorry, I lost your name sa chat, ang dami na kasi, but his hard drive is not being recognized. If it's new, you need to format it. A lot of people do have that problem. And before it wasn't like that. Before you could just plug in the drive and the PC would recognize it. But I think I blame Apple. Parang they were like, oh, Apple people buy hard drives too. So now it's unformatted for anything, and then you need to format it if it's brand new. And then you can do that through Disk Manager's Windows. If you don't do that, then di talaga makikita regular through the normal means.
Yeah, disk management is a must.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Also, from Facebook, JP, if the battery of your mobile dies, will your system unit not boot up? I think he's talking about the parang the clock battery, the small circular thing. No, di ba? Kaya pa naman.
Yeah, pero hindi masasave yung ano, yung settings.
Yung settings.
Yeah.
Tsaka your date will be weird, di ba?
Yeah,
Parang that sort of update.
yung mobile data.
Pero kaya naman, it'll boot up naman.
Pero like by that time, siguro kung namatay na yun, parang it's also time na rin to buy a motherboard.
Think about getting a new mobile.
It's gonna be easier. Ewan ko, kung hindi pa ako nakaka-experience nung
Ako din eh. Nung SIM
Nung
na
maghahanap
battery.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I might need to change the one on my old rig, but matagal na yung motherboard na yun.
Is that the Astra?
Yung the Astra.
10-year-old, 15-year-old?
Yeah, 10-year-old, 10-year-old.
You know, Mark, the new ASRoCs are not so good, the mobos. I've been kind of annoyed with ASRoC. Parang medyo wonky yung mobos nila lately.
Nag-iba yata yung manufacturer somewhere parang right after I bought. So,
After
hindi ko na rin siya ma-recommend din na...
Ngayon, I mean, maganda sana for price, that they have good specs, but just the stability and...
Yeah.
We've gotten relatively a lot of returns of the ASRoC stuff for mobiles at least kasi nga medyo daming problema, unstable, hindi mag-update. Anyway, that's why I sort of think na it wasn't like that. Marvin's is 10 years old. Maganda pa naman.
Yung RGB. Yung sa akin, yung siniset ko ng white, yung white para sa kanya dilaw.
Steel Legend ba yun sa'yo?
Steel Legend. Tapos B550.
The Steel Legend series is popular, and I love their Tai Chi. I love the look lang, the aesthetics of the Tai Chi. But yun nga, parang for a mobile, never mind the aesthetics. You want it to be solid, yun yung bedrock ng system mo eh. So you need a reliable mobile. Right then, Jibert. Sir Anton, okay lang ba yung bootable SSD kung i-plug SATA 3 ng board? Wala bang effect ito sa bilis ng pag-boot ng PC, more power? I assume he means like a SATA SSD, right? Bootable SSD ko, i-plug SATA 3 ng board. SATA 3?
3?
Or
USB?
Talk about yung port?
Like the third SATA board?
No, baka yung
SATA 3. Yun nga, SATA SSD, right?
Yeah, pwede. Kasi dyan lang naman kakasya.
Yun nga.
That's what you should do.
Yeah,
baka he's talking about
M.2 NVMe.
No, yung SATA 3 versus SATA 6.
Ah,
Yung the
Yeah.
generation of SATA. Baka his motherboard only has SATA 3 ports.
Oh,
Diba?
pwede,
So it's
pwede.
slightly slower eh.
yun,
Ah.
mag-ano siya,
Would he notice?
downgrade.
How long ago was that? Isn't SATA medyo standardized na at the current,
And then like for SSDs, you need SATA 6 kasi you're running at di ba? Wait, sorry.
faster.
How fast is SATA? Oh, sorry. How fast are SSDs now? Is it
450.
Yung
450
read-
MB.
megabits or megabyte yung read?
Byte. Byte for,
Bytes.
500, di ba? Yung standard na
Yeah. If
Read
it's 500
SATA,
megabytes.
Yeah.
for
If it's
SATA.
500
Yeah.
megabytes, then you need SATA 6. SATA 3 is only, what's the number? 200, 300.
Well, ayun, you'll gagana pa naman, pero yun nga, you won't feel the speed as much. But that's still much better than a hard disk drive. The average 7,200 RPM drive reads at around 140 to 180, if I recall. Sorry, I just did a short discussing this, the difference between an SSD and HDD. I can't remember the exact numbers, but yun nga, I think it's 140 to 180 for a 7.2 RPM HDD versus around 500 read speed for for an average SSD, if I recall the numbers right.
However, sorry, go ahead.
Yun, mas mabilis pa rin even if you're throttled by the SATA 3.
One thing that I recently researched on was, is there any reason to get an HDD over an SSD? And apparently, yes. And it's not because of the price difference. Apparently, for long-term storage, you should get an HDD. And apparently, for super long storage na you're not touching the device for a while, the memory daw degrades in an SSD faster than the one in HDD.
People say, but I kind of disagree kasi supposedly HDDs last longer. Yan yung basic gist no argument. HDDs last longer. But for me kasi, and then versus SSDs na there's an X amount of data that you can read and write off. Kumbaga may lifespan na sila. But the hard drives kasi have moving parts and if they're moving parts, for me, they're always more prone to failure. Yes, they last longer, but once if the physical drive suddenly jumps because for whatever reason, tas masira yung hard drive head or yung platter, wala na, sira na yan. So, for me, it's kind of like, and I've had my SSDs for a very long time. My PC is old. The SSDs have been with me from the start. I don't have any problems with them. So I'm kind of on the fence about that general advice na hard drives last longer. For me, I would get them for data storage just because they're cheaper. So like if you have videos, files, lagay mo sa hard drive. But the argument na mas maganda pa rin yung hard drives kasi they last longer. I don't know. I'm kind of
No, I mean for
archives.
Archiving.
20-year type, parang ganun.
Yeah.
Yung parang yung low access pero matagal na parang archival ganun.
Kasi there's this, I don't know how I ended up. I was trying to look for it nga while we were talking Basta there was a Quora post. Tapos the guy started talking about the physics behind how SSDs work and hard drives work, and then he's saying, it's just basic physics and something. Then after that, I was like, wow. Then after that, I zoned out and I lost that article or whatever his post was. It was so fascinating. I don't even know if it was true. Yeah, it's Quora for crying out loud, right?
But yeah, I think I think I saw an article about that trend. Since what do you call this, SSDs rely on energy states. I might be using the term loosely. So if you don't use electricity to access it as frequently, nagde-degrade daw yung
SSD.
That's what they're saying.
Yung status, versus the hard disk. Since it's a magnetic drive, it's there. It's not going to flip by itself, and you're concerned about degradation of the moving parts. If it's not moving too much, it's not moving. Then it balances out.
See, Anton, you have this gigantic black hard drive. Na easily, it's 10 years old, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's broken actually here.
There you go.
It's a Seagate external. Actually, recently, just this week, this is around 1.5 TB ata. I was cleaning up the files on my hard drive because I've been getting more into actually editing some videos. I wanted a nicer directory structure, so I wanted to offload some files here. And then only to discover that it's no longer working.
So what happened
Thanks,
to the
hard
stuff
drives.
inside?
Wala. It was mostly video files. Pero wala na. Hindi ko na ma-access.
Anton, take it out and then buy a cheap adapter thing. It might be just the it might be the controller.
You know, I have also. Yeah, I bought one na you can open it up and then you can stick in any drive, parang ganon. Yeah.
Right.
Baka nga, baka I'll try to take the one out here and then stick it into that one.
But that's a 12
Nabasa
year
mo,
old,
eh.
diba?
Yeah, this one is quite old. I don't know exactly how old.
More than a decade
bubuksan ko I can open it in Windows Explorer, but it won't open the folders. So I think medyo alanganin eh. But baka nga I'll try to open it up. Although this one isn't openable eh. Like I'd have to pry it open.
Yeah, when I say open it up, I mean
Yeah, you're not gonna put it back the way it was. Or
Gawin namin video.
Everything. Maybe I don't want you seeing what's on this then. No, there's nothing on this. Yeah, pero maganda yung isa eh. That one was really meant to be open. I just have it somewhere here also. Anyway, yeah.
Because my external Seagate drive, the color gray one died also eh. And when I opened it up, I could access the files.
Galing. So you just moved it. You just moved it to another like power,
Yeah.
Pero when it died on you couldn't open it initially at all, like sa Windows, sa Explorer.
I could, pero parang ang tagal mag-access.
Yeah.
So parang sa'yo din yata. I guess you.
Well, sige, yeah. Why not? Oh.
All right.
Sorry, we got this. Yeah, where are we?
Next question is from Anonymous. Got a new Cat 6 Ethernet cable recently, and for some reason the speed is capped at 1 MB on all downloads, Steam, Torrent, Chrome. This never occurred on my old Cat 5e cable though. I cannot use it anymore since kasi di abot yung length sa kwarto ko. The speed isn't capped at all for my mobile device with Wi-Fi. I tried almost every possible software fix I could find, but no cigar. Any thoughts on how I can solve this issue? Should I just get a new Cat 5e cable? Does it have something to do with my router?
Yung Cat 6, feeling ko yung Cat 6 kasi siguro baka sobrang haba nung ginagamit niya. Cat 6 is capped at 100 meters.
Huh?
Anything beyond 100, the signal degrades. You won't be able to get anything out
Really?
of it.
Yeah. Cat's 100 meters.
Nah.
I should take note of that for the update.
Pero kasi naano ko na rin yan eh. Kasi tinry ko dating tong apartment, which is very small lang. Nung ni-run kong, like kasi hindi naman siya like straight na line from like router to ganun, di ba?
Yeah.
Like dadaan lang po siya sa walls. So, yung 100 meters easy yun eh. Pero actually, ewan ko.
Wait,
Pero yeah, 100 meters yung cap ng Cat 6.
I'm Cat 6 and I think it... I don't know. What do you think, bro? Ano yan? From my room to the gym. I think
that could be...
Pero isang cable lang siya. Wala siyang like yung...
Repeater.
Yeah, yung parang may parang signal, repeater. Isang
parang
cable.
diretso from the hub to the room eh.
Yeah, diretso siya. It's a wire built into the walls.
So may isa pa tayong video.
The cable's broken malamang.
I looked it up, Rocky the Program. I didn't know na capped at 100 and yun, 100.
At saka depende rin dun sa sa quality ng cable kasi iba-iba talaga sila eh.
You know what? So I had to buy an extra cable nga. So I was like, I don't want to go to Glorieta. So I went on Shopee na lang and I ordered. And anyway, and then there's a minimum order. Wait, I'll show you. See, so there's a minimum order of cables. You can either buy cables na naka, like this. Wait, let me remove the, just in a pack.
High speed.
Yeah, but it's fixed. I mean, that's a pack of what's the length here? It's
5 meters.
20. You have 10 or 20 meters. But if you don't need 10 or 20 meters, you can select. So it's blue cables in Ziploc bag, which essentially is plastic, or blue cables na gawa matibay. And then you have a choice of any length you want. So gawa matibay. But he made it a product.
Customizable siguro.
Oh. So anyway, back to the question.
His cables,
1
sira yung
MB?
cable niya. That's too slow.
Yeah, even like it's way too slow for anything.
Kasi like hundreds of megabytes yung, 100 megabyte plus yung theoretical speed ng Cat6. So, yeah, that's not supposed to be happening.
You know what? The easiest way to fix this. Wait, someone's creating static.
Hindi na ako yun.
Hindi, kaya sir, nag-highlight yun.
Oh, your face is highlighted.
Again?
But okay na. Bro, okay na.
I haven't done anything.
No, Daniel, the easiest way to check this is obviously that Cat6 Ethernet cable is plugged into his router, diba? And then, sobrang haba. Eh di, simple lang. Put in a different Cat6 cable na bago dun sa router and you're right next to it. And then see if it's better. Kasi if it's like a 2-meter Cat6 cable tapos gano'n yung problema, oh man, you got a problem maybe in your router. That's the easiest way. I mean, yun nga, just isolate the problem. If the other Cat6 cable na 2 meters or 5 meters long is giving you fast internet, then you know that there's something wrong with your other Cat6 cable, which is highly unlikely. I've never heard of a failed LAN cable. A LAN cable either works or it doesn't. It either glows green or it doesn't. Wait, I froze. Hold on.
In the forum, one of our regulars suggested na maraming fake or substandard cables. Yeah. So you should be careful, like you get it from a trusted supplier. I mean, it might advertise it's Cat6 or Cat5, tapos pala hindi, or the quality is, hindi, you're not getting the speed because pangit yung actual wires. So, be sure to get a reputable...
Wait,
Rocky
Magday is saying that everybody froze.
Oh, everybody froze.
Sorry.
Oh no, your Cat6 cable.
Wait. Camera.
Kasi we're still good sa Discord eh.
Ayan, I think, you guys are moving again, diba?
Yeah. Not on the YouTube.
Oh, Valiant in the house. Yeah, stop, Valiant.
I know I'm not moving, but on YouTube, are we moving na? Are you guys moving?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, moving na kami. Yeah.
Okay, wait, my cell phone died. The iPhone died, so I have to I have to droid cam this. So any suggestions for this question while I fix my face?
Try another LAN port.
Try the LAN port, try a different
another LAN
cable.
port. Yeah.
And you don't even
Or power line adapters.
Ano?
Or power line adapters, yeah.
Kung ano yung video namin.
Actually, just to describe more about that, because the technology is not so well known or mainstream. Parang you use the internal electric sockets of your house, the electric wires in your house. Basically, they serve as LAN cables. So you just plug it into a normal electric socket, and then it runs to your computer, and that's your data connection.
Yeah.
And personally, I thought that was a terrible idea because electric wires are not meant to transmit, data.
No.
To transmit as data.
Yun
But
din iniisip
Rocky
ko
the programmer.
Yeah, yun din iniisip ko. Pero yun nga, when I was researching about it, sabi nila, old technology na yun, yung DSL. Di ba? Yung imbes na like may data line ka, ginagamit nila yung phone lines. So yung technique is, parang itatransmit ng power line adapters na yun, yung data, sa different na frequency.
Okay.
So yung sa electricity, di ba, 60 Hz yung AC. Siya gagawin yung 1 MHz. So nandiyan sa taas. Tapos yung yung parang second mong receiver, titingnan niya lang kung ano yung parang 1 MHz.
Yeah.
Tapos doon niya masa-separate yung signal. Amazing.
We've heard from Rocky the programmer as well as others na maganda nga siya apparently. So that's a viable option. And
wala siyang setup at all. Plug mo lang
Yeah.
internet.
Uses the existing the existing power infrastructure of wherever in your house,
Does
in your
anyone know
apartment.
if any fires were started because of that so yet? You know,
No, wala na.
natatakot ko. Wala ba?
So far dito sa apartment, wala pa. Buti hindi, gagawa ka ng video.
Buti na lang.
I also asked this customer. I also asked yung nagtanong, tinanong ko yung nagtanong kung is he using the router of the ISP? Kasi yun, those don't really give the best performance. If you have the budget, a third-party router, we've reviewed several from ASUS. They're all very good. So you might that might be another option if to get the internet speed that you're paying for.
May nagtanong sa video ko, can he replace his ISP router entirely with any router that he wants? I remember you said that's not possible.
No, yeah, kasi the router from your ISP is also a modem. So it connects to the phone line.
Well, why can't
convert?
why can't you just well, doesn't
very rare yung modem routers eh. Usually yung third-party router lang.
Tapos even then, kahit may modem ka na, may sarili pa rin configuration yung
ISP.
Yeah.
Which they won't tell you.
Okay.
And even if you want to put the ISP router in bridge mode, it's like super hard. Like, they won't tell you.
So if that's the case, what's the point of
Walang
buying
settings.
an Asus router then? That's fancy. So you need to attach that Asus router to the router of the ISP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kasi
so
disable mo yung wireless no ISP router.
You get better Wi-Fi. Tsaka you also get better performance. The third-party routers have better software or better hardware or both to handle multiple connections, to handle fast connections. Kasi, isipin mo guys, yung router na yan na galing sa ISP, syempre budget yan. Inisip na ISP, kasama naman yan sa plan ni customer. Kung mahal yung bigay ko sa kanya, maliit lang kita ko. So, they're gonna get kind of crappy stuff like Huawei. Sorry, Huawei. I mean, you have some good stuff, but generally, like, the stuff they get is not the best. Kasi, syempre, budget nila yun eh. It's coming out of their profit margin. But to be fair, I do have a video na gaano ba kapangit yung ISP router. It's not bad. But, if you have a lot of people using the internet connection, or if you're gaming over the internet, if you're streaming, mas gusto mo talaga yung third party. I mean, you can check the results dun sa video that I did like a couple of months ago. I mean, that's kind of an old video na.
Oh, for the record, this is purely plugged into the Sky Cable router right now.
No, but diba it's being main network switch ka eh.
My PC is plugged into a network switch, which is plugged into a network switch, which is plugged into the ISP. But hindi fancy yung network switch na yan, Like, it's only D-Link yung brand. Okay ba yung brand? D-Link the brand? Oh, okay.
D-Link's reliable.
Yeah. Okay. So you're telling me that I'm there's a chance that I'm actually improving my wired internet connection right now because it's going through a TP-Link, which is connected to a D-Link and then connected to the Sky Cable router?
Well, generally, you don't want so many connections. But, maybe, kung ano. You try it. You transfer your PC downstairs and then plug it directly into the Sky Cable modem.
Man, I'm not bringing this damn lug downstairs. Marv, you okay?
Yeah.
There you are. There you go.
Got it.
Yeah.
We have a chair question. John from YouTube. If anyone knows, ano yung ginagamit na mesh chair ni Hardware Sugar? Yung matagal na sa kanya. Thanks.
Yeah, I like that one.
I think that's you.
That's probably mine. That's my old chair. That's my old task chair. You can get it from. God, I keep posting about it actually. Wait, hold on 1 second. I posted it on one of our videos because it's a popular ask question. It's a really good chair. I think you can buy it for like 6,000 pesos. Roth, you're fan again.
Okay. I think it's when I type actually. I've noticed. Like my keyboard is so loud.
Parang yung parang noise suppression.
No Discord.
When you don't talk for a while, parang nagde-default siya dun sa parang lower na kasi when you talk nawawala eh.
Sensitivity. Yeah.
Teka lang
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the chair. Shark. Wait, sorry. I saved the details na pala here. I don't need to check it. Give me like a 15 seconds. But anyway, I've had that chair for going close to 7 years na. It's a really great chair. The only reason why I upgraded was because of yun. Wala lang. I wanted variety lang. But there was nothing wrong with it. You can get it at Cost U Less. So COST-U Less. And it's on Lazada. It's right now it's priced at 8,000 pesos. It's called the Ergodynamic. It's a super comfortable chair. I highly I went to the store. It's near Taft Ave. It's near I would say it's along South Super Highway near Taft Avenue. Anyway, I suggest you just buy the chair there. They assemble it there, and it's durable. And there's so many chairs for you to choose from. It's a Chinese chair lang, but the mesh talaga lasts a long time. Up to now, I'm still using it talaga. So again, it's the brand is Ergodynamic. The name of the store is Cost U Less. They have it in several. They have 2 branches in Manila. $8,000, but I think it's cheaper if you buy it there directly. Great stuff. I'm actually making a video review of the chair because I like it so much. So to follow yan.
To go back to the whole like how many layers after the ISP router. According to Jay, who before he worked with us at Hardware Sugar, was
right.
super into networking. Yeah. 2 switches down from the ISP router. Yan daw yung optimal. So I mean, Jay has a lot of network experience.
And then in excess yan, wag na.
I'll take his word for it on that one. Vic from YouTube says na PLDT, when they moved the office, we were wondering why we weren't getting our 1 gigabyte speed. Turns out PLDT used their cheap ass LAN cables to connect our Ubiquiti system. So they were only getting, instead of 1 gigabyte, I think they were getting, he mentions it, the speed somewhere.
100 daw.
100 Mbps.
Oh,
so like a tenth. Like not even a tenth, sorry, because it's MB. I don't know if it's the big B or the small B. Yeah.
So baka my problem with the access points is similar. Something wrong with the Cat6 cable. In which case,
actual physical cables.
Medyo mahirap yan. It's
wala na. Embedded na yan.
Touch
Yeah.
na eh.
Ano yan yung power, what do you call the power router?
PoE.
Power line.
Power over Ethernet? Power line. Yeah.
Power line.
The one that the programmer is using.
Yeah.
Buy a LAN cable tester, Rocky.
Oo nga eh. Next question is from Adrian Angeles. What's the best fan positioning for my PC case? TechWare Forge. In the image link, you can find how my current setup is. Here's the picture. I currently have a 2x2 2x200mm intake from the front panel and a 2x140mm exhaust on the top panel and 1x120 exhaust from the rear. My temps sit at ground at around a minimum of 54 Celsius and a maximum of 69 when idle. When gaming, it reaches around 75 Celsius max. Also, I'm not sure if having a better air cooler, water cooler for my CPU would change a lot since I'm using a stock cooler for the Ryzen 5 3600X. Yeah, you should change. You should get the water cooler. Like, Linus Tech Tips has a lot of it. Has this good video about why you should get an air cooler over a liquid cooler. And the Noctua NH360, what is what's the
NHU12S, NHU12 or the NHD15.
Sino yung NHD15 yung malaki, no? Siya yung darker Pro 4 equivalent. Yung UHD is the smaller one.
The U12S is the slim version of the U12, so it has greater RAM compatibility. You don't need to worry about it anymore. Basically, the RAM. The U12A actually is very interesting because it's 140mm fan performance in a 120mm size. So that's parang yung heavy hitter ng Noctua ngayon, the U12A. But basically, any Noctua, even the U12S Redux, which we reviewed, and which has very different manufacturing specs from the original U12, U12S. Even that one, kahit budget line na Noctua, still very good performance. But for this question, I think Rocky the Programmer answered this question on the forum, if I recall correctly.
Basically sabi ko mag-ano siya, mag-AIO.
Oh yeah, si AI.
However,
kasi 3600.
Tinatanong airflow, bigla na lang pina-upgrade
Sinabi ko na tama na okay na. Pero
Okay
yung
na yung airflow.
top, gagawin ko siyang exhaust. Ay, wait. Exhaust. Di ako sure kung ano yung sa akin. Exhaust. Pero yun nga, sabi niya kasi, stock daw, tapos 3600X. So, meron na yung pre-built na OC. So, like, mainit talaga yun. And, sinabi ko rin na, parang, yung 75, okay lang din yun.
Yeah, you won't on gaming, yeah.
Okay lang yung 75
Yeah.
maximum, okay na yun. Pagka pumanik na ng 80, 81, 85, doon na medyo siguro madumi na yung case. Pero 75 is very normal naman.
I do this question gives me back again reminders of one of our first questions ever in the show, which was negative versus positive flow. Yeah, and you know, Linus also has a good video about that. But in the end, parang his consensus, Linus Tech Tips consensus about negative versus positive airflow, it depends on the case in the end.
Yeah.
Depends kung how airtight your case is. Parang,
yeah. Saka, in the end, yun nga, yung balance yung maganda.
Yeah, but really, if you don't want to think about the physics of it, just get an AIO or get a Noctua air cooler. Pretty good. Next question. Mike Cruz, paano pa malaman kung ano sira yung RAM ko? Yung LED sa motherboard, may ilaw yung DRAM. Pag chine-check ko yung sa BIOS, walang XMP setting, tapos walang speed yung RAM. How can the PC boot if walang RAM? If walang speed yung RAM?
Yeah, why isn't the motherboard detecting you?
Ito yung kaya ginawa ko yung post kung paano yung magandang format ng questions. Kasi sobrang we have to be...
We don't know if it booted.
Sobrang savant natin para ma-decipher yung ano yung problem nito. Sira yung RAM.
But he is able to get into BIOS.
Yeah, di ba? Mas maraming questions eh.
How did he get into the BIOS? Baka he has 4 sticks of RAM and then only 1 pair is not working. That's how he was able to boot up and get into BIOS. Pwede ba yan? Can you...
Pwede, pero yung ba? Yun ba yung problem?
Well, the best thing for him, kung talagang gusto niya malaman kung sira, is put mem test on a USB and hope na may USB, well, kung bago naman yung computer niya, kaya mag-boot from USB, diba? Boot it from there and then run mem test. Let's see what mem test will tell you. Diba,
I haven't done
mem test has that, diba? Yung boot up mode rather than yung yeah. Run it from boot. Run it from boot mode. Yeah, sorry.
Bro, have you done that? Mem test boot?
No.
Anton froze.
Oh, I froze?
No.
I'm okay on Discord.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I'm replying to a chat message. I've never run mem test off USB. Kasi my RAM is so old, usually kung sira na yung RAM, I just assume na sira na yung RAM. Kung if we isolate it to the RAM. Oh, yun na yun eh. Ba't pa tayo magte-test? Alam naman natin, naglulukan lang tayo eh.
DDR3.
Yeah. So I'm replying to Keis Chan on YouTube na he's complaining na our ISPs use CGNAT, which is it's a carrier grade NAT. Basically, without using text speak, each computer should have its own IP address. But since the internet is running out of IP addresses in IPv4, people came out with IPv6, but we haven't upgraded to our carriers have not started using IPv6. So basically, multiple computers of total strangers are using the same IP address. So this is really terrible for applications where like you're getting data from the internet and you need to tell it na, okay, it has to go to this specific IP address, ha? Tas naka-firewall yan, pero may exception sa firewall. Open tong port na to sa IP address. None of that stuff works now because you're sharing your IP address with another guy. So yan yung CGNAT. And Kia Chan was saying na he solved the problem by getting on a business plan because business plans offer static, like true static IP addresses. Although I've never come across a residential plan na may ganun na feature. So actually, that's what I'm asking him now sa chat kung if he knows of a residential plan. Meron dati?
Yeah,
as a feature, extra.
Buy and sell nga, meron.
Was static, and then they offered a free upgrade times 3 speed. What they didn't tell you was that from static, dynamic, ano ka na kaagad.
Grabe, redefined print, kainis.
But maybe that's what's wrong with my SK cable. I still insist they did something on the back end. I'm losing packets all over the place. So, that's the...
Ang mahal ng business plan ng ISP, even for the same speed as the residential plan, you're paying maybe like 30% more or something. It's for the exact same speed, just because naging business. And I don't think all business plans come with a static IP address. So you really will shell out more money just to get that static IP address.
And by the way, yung mga business accounts na yan, it's actually worse to get tech help dun sa business.
To get service?
Oh, you'd rather I get better luck getting service from the regular residential account. What's crazy is they won't help you. Like if you call the residential call center, they'll be like, "Sir, we can't handle this account. Business kasi."
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, paano? Hindi sila sumasagot sa business. Ganun talaga, sir.
Ganun talaga.
So I'm like, pero hindi ba, yun nga, I should be more preference kasi business account nga. Wala.
One of my dreams is to get Rocky the Programmer. Yeah. To get a hard... No, not an ISP, but just we'll get a business account and then we'll put up our own server. Gosh darn it. Para yung Plex ko, mapanood ko na outside.
Yung flag.
Yun lang hapon ko.
Akala ko for the website.
Yeah, we'll do some business stuff on it. Pero some other stuff also.
Pero yeah, I sometimes... when you move up to a higher tier of anything, when you get a dedicated relationship manager, kung bulok yung relationship manager mo, now instead of having a pool of normal
generic
CSRs,
people,
it's so crazy. And then without naming names, like something as simple as charging the right amounts to the right accounts. Nahihirapan yung mga business reps ng certain ISPs, which shall go nameless. Pero, yung the same ISP, normal CSRs, they can offer so much more support for, overcharging, sige sir, we'll just offer you a 50%, are you okay with that? Just like that, no special approval. Pero, just business accounts, a simple matter of, okay, we paid you 100,000, and it should go to accounts 1 to 5, and then for accounts 6 to 7, we paid you 100,000. They mix everything up, so some accounts will reflect no payment, and then they will cut your line.
Yeah, and some accounts were overpaid kasi the amount from the unpaid got credited.
Yep, it's weird. But to your Anton, if you want Globe has a premium plan, 2,999.
Residential na static,
business
na siya.
Business, static.
Ano yung speed?
10.
Oh my God.
10
3,000 pesos.
Mbps.
10 Mbps?
10
Yeah.
Mbps. DSL na lang yun. DSL lang yun.
I was gonna ask, fiber ba yan? Nag-fiber ka ba? Grabe, kalokohan.
Joke.
Sorry, and I forgot to mention, hindi siya free. 50 gigabyte daily allocation lang siya.
Grabe!
Wow! My
Ano
God!
ka siya?
Grabe!
Siya?
Wait, what plan is that? 2,000 what?
3,000, so 2,999. So
3,000?
50 gigabyte daily allocation at 10 Mbps. Well, to be fair, at 10 Mbps, mahirapan ka maubusin 50 GB, diba? Kasi 50 GB.
Yeah, but dude, what do you call that? My current plan is
Yeah, bigger
3,300. And then ano yun? it's 220 gigabytes.
Wala ka daw static IP nga eh.
Well, that's
Yeah,
true.
Yun nga yung habol.
Ayun
Oh.
ang habol. Wow, all that.
Well, Christian mentioned his plan. I think parang galing TLDT eh.
Cyberbiz, I think yung, if I remember.
Yeah. But I'm not also familiar with how much and any speeds. But anyway, yeah, static IP address is desirable, pero you spend so much and get really daming trade-offs to get it from our ISPs. So speaking of ISPs, Mark, since you're thinking of changing from Sky, yung Converge may thing na sila na you can pay very little extra and then your speed will double between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Like you can choose the window in which your
That's
speed doubles.
interesting.
And then you can pay you only pay 30 pesos more. But I want to say, why don't you let me pay 60 pesos para 24 hours na double na speed ko, di ba? I-improve mo.
Kumuha ka ng dalawang line.
Yung kaya
dalawa.
yun yung tinuturo sa atin ng Converge.
You know what? You know what they're gonna.
Investment.
You know what they're gonna ask? They're gonna be like, "But why would you want that?"
Gusto ko lang, because I don't know when I'll be I might game at 7 something. Or diba, parang I don't know.
Na-detect nila, Anton, na may solar ka and that...
Baka, during the day, he runs dami tinatakbo nito. We did have a question from the chat, Vanilla. The Gentleman Parrot also already answered it. Nice to have you back, Gentleman Parrot. But anyway, Vanilla asked, normal lang po ba pag pinatay yung computer, may magsa-sound like tug? Tug. T-U-U-G-G. Oh. I don't know how to vocalize. I don't know how to vocalize it. Pero ganun po ba? Is that for the speakers or the sound woofer?
Yeah, it's a woofer.
Gentleman says if you have a speaker plugged to your PC, the power cut might be the cause. So Rocky the programmer concurs. Wait, Aryang says.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Ngayon ko lang nakita. Is that a business plan? Are you still online, Aryang?
No, he said residential plan. Nasa baba sa chat. Static IP on a residential plan.
Oh, pucha! Okay.
Are you paying 3,000 for 10 Mbps?
Yeah, which plan is that? Fiber ka ba? Is that You need to speak with the right reps inside. So you need to have a man on the inside.
Dapat.
Wala akong kilala sa loob eh. God.
Anywhere. Any ISP.
Yeah. If you can give me your contacts,
600.
Aryang. Oh, 600.
That's good. Keep your speed and then just 600 for static IP if it fixes.
If it fixes a lot of problems.
600 a month or 600 pesos flat na fee?
Monthly siguro. If you could PM us, if you know anybody inside Converge, I would I would appreciate it. Although I can just start spamming them. If I don't get a reply after 2 days, send out another one and another one until
Send a screenshot. Aryang said. Aryang.
In-out ni Aryang yung niya. Yung niya.
Yung bench niya. Tapos tinanggal yung static IP niya. Secret lang yun eh.
We apologize, Aryang, if mangyari yun. We don't want that to happen.
Ikaw rin naman na gano'n.
You made it public. Sorry. We're okay na with Maya. We decided we couldn't answer Mike because of insufficient information.
And test boot.
Yeah, sorry. Marvin mentioned that you should try memtest running off USB. Pag check ko yung sa BIOS, walang SMP setting. Tapos walang speed yung RAM. Pero nakikita naman yung RAM sticks. Right? I don't know. Yun nga, it's kind of hard. Yeah, it's kind of hard to answer that.
Essentially, you just posted this just to say na, or as a reminder, post more details.
Sometimes the guys in chat actually can answer it. A lot of the questions, I have no earthly idea ano nangyayari, but people in the chat are able to do it. Then sometimes I just putting random questions to show that we get really random questions.
Gotcha. Next question is actually from Anonymous. Hi, malaki ba improvement ng PC performance or FPS sa games kung mag-upgrade ako ng CPU at kahit wag na muna GPU? GPU ko at moment is GT 760, like from i5 4460 to i5 11400 / Ryzen 5 3600, or wala na siyang ganong improvement since luma yung GPU ko. Hindi ko pa kasi kaya bumili ng mid-high tier GPU since mahal pa, antayin ko pa mumura, pero gusto ko na talaga mag-upgrade kaya naisip ko yung maganda ba unahin na lang. Anyway, essentially it's all about like can he just yung piecemeal upgrading like one item at a time. See, Anton would always recommend that if you want to get the best gaming performance, upgrade your GPU more over than the CPU. However, his current CPU, what's his current CPU?
Yeah, 4460.
That's
Tapos
even older than...
Yeah.
No, the same lang.
Yeah, the
i5
same, ano?
4690.
Kala mo, ah.
4690 kilo, yeah.
So, papalit siya ng motherboard,
There's
papalit siya ng
no
RAM.
there's no way he can get away with just because I mean if you want to see gaming performance up talagang a gaming and performance upgrade, it should be the GPU, but the rest of his guts
But he's
are,
saying he doesn't want to buy a GPU.
yeah, he doesn't want to buy a GPU. At the same time, if he buys a CPU lang, it won't be a dramatic upgrade. And in the end, parang it's like I feel like it's like his the PC will end up like Frankenstein. That you have new parts which are synced with like super old parts, and they're not like mid tier. They're like like they could be dying in 2 years. I.e., you should change your PC also.
My answer to this one was na, yun nga, because your CPU is so old, if you're getting a new CPU, ang dami pang kasama nun. You need to upgrade your mobile, you need to upgrade your RAM. So, if you're thinking about budget, mahal to buy, to upgrade.
It would be cheaper just to buy the whole, buy a new rig and sell his stuff for parts, and then just recycle his storage. I don't know.
Or get a
maybe the
GPU.
PSU. Recycle the PSU and the storage.
Yeah, so something to think about. I mean, even for other users na inisip na pwede naman i-upgrade, but once you look into the details, ang daming kailangan palitan. Hindi lang basta-basta.
And the games he wants to play are Valorant, Dota, Apex, and PUBG.
Yeah, kasi the context of his question was na since CPU intensive naman yung games na gusto kong laruin, can I just change the CPU? So on paper, it sounds good but yun nga, if you drill into the details, you need to replace a lot of other parts, hindi lang yung CPU
Kasi nga, magkano ba yung 11400? Parang, magkano yung 11400? Mga 10? 10K?
I'm not too
11K?
sure. Yung R5 3600 is around 11,600.
Yeah, so 11K. For 11K, may ano ka na nun, may PS4 Pro ka na. And like, ito lagi So, like yung mga
I'm using my Vito again What is this console stuff? God of
War, 60 frames per second. Like, kahit yun lang yung laruin mo, worth it yung price, yung price na yun. Yun yung lagi ko sinasabi, like, kung bumili ka na lang ng work PC, tapos bumili ka ng PS4, instead of bibili ka ng gaming na PC right now. Kasi wala talaga.
I'm gonna second that and then also say, alam mo, bili ka na lang ng gaming cellphone. And then I realized, teka lang, medyo mahal din yung gaming cellphone.
Mahal din
Mahal din
Whereas yung PS4, may second hand ngayon na 8K. Tapos may ibang games na yun.
I'm sure the price has dropped kasi PS5, diba?
PS5
So, diba?
May stock na ba na PS5? Dati, hirap daw.
Mahirap pa rin. Pre-order pa rin.
Pre-order pa rin si PS5?
No, I mean for yung mga local na stores here, they do pre-orders pa rin. So, wala pa rin silang stocks on hand. Parang paunahan pa rin.
Wow.
Yan ang customer, friend ko siya sa Facebook, napansin ko na he was selling PS5s So, baka gray market. Di ko na tinanong saan yun galing. But mukhang marami naman siya.
Sinong friend yan?
PM ko sa'yo. Diba, I don't think you've interacted with this customer. Pero, good. Marami siyang, marami siyang stock.
Marv, any additional to Anonymous?
Well, because I was in his shoes when I was changing my PC. I was trying to think if I can just upgrade my CPU. But then I saw nga, iba na yung socket eh. So,
Yeah.
in the end, I just said, no, just buy a mid-tier motherboard and then get practically everything new na rin. So, the only thing that I carried over from my system was storage and a GPU. But everything else was I had to buy it new. So, yeah, it's get for this guy, he has to get a new MOBO with the CPU. He can't just limit himself into buying whatever CPU is available for the current socket ng motherboard niya.
I think people kasi are afraid of spending so much in one go. But I think if you look at it in a perspective of you actually save money if you buy all the parts you need in one go as opposed to a little bit here, a little bit there. And then after that, you're not happy pa kasi yun nga, nagiging Frankenstein yung PC mo with parts that they're different generations eh. To the point that yun nga, you might change your MOBO. So, I would say just save up and get a new MOBO and to go with a better GPU.
Definitely may performance increase since yun nga, the games you chose are CPU intensive and
CPU
medyo
intensive
luma na
ang
yung
PUBG.
CPU.
I think graphics intensive din si PUBG eh. And
it's kind of like CS in that sense na yeah, it uses a GPU but it also uses a fair amount of CPU. But more yung context ng mga sagot namin, it's more like yes, may performance gain, but since budget is a consideration, you might not be saving at all or saving as much as you think since ang dami mong kailangan palitan when you upgrade the PS.
You probably
CPU.
won't even see much
Any
change
savings.
at all. No, even gaming change if you just change the CPU.
Well, yun nga, may gain naman kung sa in those games.
Yeah.
Like that,
Oh.
Valorant is CPU intensive. Ano?
Yep.
Alright, next.
So, sorry, just a question. So, I thought if you have the same generation of i5, did i5 retain its what you call this socket? Hanggang ngayon yung
Hindi. Yung Intel infamous for AMD is the one na they've been very good at keeping AM4. But yung Intel parang every generation it's pabago-bago eh. So even between the 10th and the 11th, that's a different socket, but at least the CPU coolers are compatible. I think 9, 10 and 11 I think are they're different sockets but they're all still compatible. For the cooler, but for mobile wise, ibang socket na yun. I think it's 1162 or 1160 on the 11th gen Intel, that's 1152, I think, on the... Sorry, I'm not really that familiar with the Intel CPUs. I don't even remember my socket, the i5-4690K, but I'm like pretty sure na that's not the socket for the current Intel CPUs. Grabe yung Intel magano eh. Parang every gen they change it.
Okay.
And then just like a little bit on the AMD, AMD will actually be changing its socket next gen. So the 5000 series is the last AM4 socket CPU from AMD, but they've kept it from the first gen Ryzen all the way up to the 5000 series. So good on AMD for making it easier. Although yun nga, like yung problema sa AMD, you think okay na AM4 socket lahat pwede na, but with the more modern CPUs, yung ibang lower end MOBOs like the A320s, di na siya compatible with some of the newer CPUs. Although AMD saying that's not really our fault, sobrang limited lang ng space na pwede ng BIOS, so we can't load all of the instructions needed for all of the CPUs. So, but either way, it's really kind of a pain in the butt. And even sa Hardware Sugar, I always have to keep referring to the table na, itong CPU na to, compatible ba to sa B450 or the A320 or something? Kasi, yun nga, it's not as simple anymore na, AM4 socket, pwede sa lahat. So, yeah, you do need to check on that if you're going AMD. And we've lost our operator.
Operator.
Yeah. Although that's the last of the that's the last of the questions. The next one actually is a comment from the YouTube, which he had a problem with hardware sugar. And we'll get to that when Rocky.
Wala. I'm here na. I don't have it.
The image A.
Is
the
si
next
si
one,
Mr.
yeah.
Funny Games. Still, there is one problem with your shop. You're not in India. Oh, you know, hirap dyan. Otherwise, I
Mahirap.
love Hardware Sugar very much. I knew how good or bad Deep Cool PSU is from your channel, though. If your shop was in India, I would have been a regular customer of yours who visits and buys products from you almost every day. Thank you, Mr. Funny
Oh.
Games. Wow.
We have no plans to expand to India, but for the Filipinos watching, you can avail of Hardware Sugar. We're in Makati. We have a website. We like building nice builds. We do excellent cable management. So malungkot si Mr. Funny Games na di siya makabili sa amin, but you guys can.
See, hello from NJ, New Jersey.
Yeah, this is the next one. Yeah.
I'm new to
This is
Windows and PC building. Discovered your YouTube channel and spend most working hours listening to your discussions in the back. Oh my god, he watches us in the background. Thanks.
why do you sound so surprised?
Parang disgusted.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just
Why would you watch it? Why would you watch the show?
Well, okay. Well, actually, okay yung gear niya. He has a joystick and then parang
I
monitor
like
niya.
the hanging dual monitor. Oh,
Yeah.
it's even us, diba? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so I found this comment trippy. I think this was from Facebook, based on the format. So so I included it in Pwede Magtanong. I mean, and we have seen comments where they say na, diba, they're from Virgin Islands or some like really foreign
Good
places.
Good times. Yeah, like CNN. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Wow, it's just kind of surreal to see ourselves hanging from a
Yeah.
wall like that.
Ang ganda rin.
I'm
Ganda
just
rin ang
looking
setup
at it.
niyo.
Yeah, ang ganda ng kulay.
Yeah.
Hell, his chat box is bigger than my chat box. Like, he could probably read more than me. Diba?
Naka-counterbalance yung mga haters.
Oh.
Yung mga comments.
I was surprised. Oh, you put someone who doesn't like the shop on the Pwede Magtanong show. Okay, let's go.
And we also address legit concerns like in our YouTube videos and sometimes here sa Pwede Magtanong. When when I make a mistake in the video or someone has a legitimate critique of the shop, but in general naman, konti lang naman yung hate. Meron naman talaga, but konti lang naman yung haters. I noticed nga, Rocky the Programmer, na yung title mo sa latest video mo, very subtle lang
Yeah. And it's very fast lang.
Yeah, but I caught which you guys can catch tomorrow. It'll drop tomorrow to the public. But it is available now to YouTube members. Our latest video is already up for YouTube members. So that's it for the set images. Guido 505 asked kung for light gaming and video recording, editing, i5 10400F and GTX 1050 Ti. Okay na for light gaming, okay na rin for light editing. I mean, it's for the use case na light gaming, okay na. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, you won't set the world, on fire, but for light stuff, okay naman. Yeah.
All right.
So,
well, let's call it a night, guys, because it's Saturday tomorrow. What am I saying? It's
always Saturday tomorrow.
What does it matter? What else are we doing, right?
Kami ni na Jake, natupuputol yung mas early kami natutulog ng Fridays kasi may pasok si Jay.
I was about to say, Jay needs to go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Hindi, maghaan pa kami. Okay.
Yun eh. Okay, mag-ingat ka, Jay, ha? Ano yun, nagmomotor ko pa.
Yeah.
Like, I saw, I was on the way home, like at 10 p.m. the other day, and I saw
You saw Jay?
no, I saw someone on. I saw a motorcycle crash on the ground in front of Glorieta, like two ambulances, and then they were like, police officers.
Yesterday? I wasn't over yesterday.
No, sorry,
okay.
a week ago when I dropped off the parents at the airport.
There's like people traffic na ulit sa EDSA, but in general, medyo mas light pa rin yung traffic in certain areas. Pero people who drive, parang they've gotten worse. I don't know what it is. They either drive too slow or super aggressive. I don't know what the pandemic has done to our already poor driving skills. Dito, sa Makati. Tsaka,
baka kasi yan, kasi they're driving with their face shield. Yung medyo mahirap to drive with their face shield.
Ako nga nagbabike ako with my face shield.
Damn!
So, okay na.
Not just the mask, even with the shield.
Yeah. Ayun.
Right.
Well, guys, thank you for watching our Pwede Magtanong show. Just some announcements. The first announcement is next month we'll be doing gaming live streams. So that will be the first time we're actually going to be doing a regular live streaming show. And we're still looking for a in the industry interview for this month. Actually, we have someone lined up. We just haven't had the time to get the schedule correct in yet. And you'll see, Anton, when's your next Crypto Watch? Are you gonna do a remake?
Kind of lazy, but the next show is live from the shop. Maybe on Tuesday since it's a holiday.
Okay. Tuesday na rin sa in here?
No, from the shop. Like mismo. Because the internet in the shop is good now. We've Globe has upgraded us to fiber, so I'm excited to try that out.
Oh yeah, I helped there. I called them 4 times.
Pero hindi pa rin ata naka-static IP address. So,
you have everything.
Yeah, there's that.
All right. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for our panelists, as always. And
good to see the regulars, Gentleman Parrot,
thanks for the support, guys.
Louis, and thanks for everyone for watching. Stay safe.
Good night, everyone.